So there has been some big news out of New Zealand rugby, and that is that Richie Mo'unga will be back for 2026. He was away in Japan, but now with that World Cup fast approaching and with Scott Robertson at the helm for the All Blacks, it does seem like Razor's plan is potentially coming together to get Mo'unga in that 10 jersey for the World Cup. But in this video, we'll be looking through at the deal, what it means for not just Richie Mo'unga, not just the All Blacks, but also the Crusaders and Canterbury, and then potentially who will benefit and the players it may affect as we head towards that next World Cup. But jumping straight into it, Richie Mo'unga has been announced by New Zealand Rugby as signing an 18-month deal. Now that will start from July 2026, but with that being said, he's not actually eligible for the All Blacks until October 2026, which does mean he will miss the Rugby Championship next year, but I do believe he will be eligible to play in the Bunnings NPC next year, which could set him up for an All Blacks return as early as the November International. So that is great news for Canterbury, of course. They would absolutely love to have Mo'unga back in that Bunnings NPC side. He will also be making his return for the Crusaders, but that is happening in 2027. And already Rob Penny has said that he's extremely happy that Mo'unga will be back, but he also mentioned he's going to be more of a James O'Connor-esque role that we saw for the Crusaders this year. Now, what that means is he won't be starting every game for the Crusaders as much as many people would like to see Mo'unga do that. I believe they're going to be using him more as that experienced head to help out the younger talent that the Crusaders do have coming through the ranks, whether or not that's a Reves Reihana or a Taha Kamara, who is also at the Crusaders, because of course at Super Rugby level we already know what Richie Mo'unga can do. Won 7 consecutive titles with the Crusaders throughout 2017 to 2023, so the man knows how to win in that competition. But one comp that he definitely wants under the belt is that Rugby World Cup competition in 2027. It has taken place in Australia, and Mo'unga made his intentions clear. Even when he had gone to Japan, he wanted to be back for that All Blacks campaign. Recently, we've seen that scrapping of the Ghetto Law for the Australians, so perhaps this deal here, is it a sign that we're going to see New Zealand Rugby start to work with those overseas players? I know that Shannon Frizzell is another guy that a lot of people want to see back. We're seeing sabbaticals for Ardie Savia, for Geordie Barrett, Rico Ioane. Is this where we start to see New Zealand Rugby potentially catch up with a few of the other sides from around the globe? But of course, that does help out those older players who are venturing overseas. But what does it mean for the younger players? The likes of a Harry Godfrey, a Josh Jacob, a Ruben Love to a certain extent, a Reves Reihana. For the last couple or so years since that World Cup, it has seemed like the best opportunity to be able to get into that All Blacks environment due to those overseas eligibility rules. So it will be very intriguing to see how many young players do stay in New Zealand. If that is the case, I mean, Mo'unga returning is absolutely huge, and the All Blacks, they will be extremely happy to have him back. But I also just wonder, with his return, how many of these younger guys will take those overseas contracts. Harry Plummer, probably the perfect example. He saw himself as the 3rd or 4th, first 5 option, got that deal in France, and hopefully we'll be doing very well for the top 14. But nonetheless, just a little bit of an update about that Richie Mo'unga scenario. It's been a matter of time. Everyone knew it was coming at some point, definitely with Scott Robertson making his intentions clear that he wants to have those overseas eligible players. Now, of course, this deal doesn't mean that the overseas players can be selected, but with the World Cup coming just around the corner, we are also seeing Alesta Whainaunuku coming back into the running. It does make you wonder, what kind of All Black squad are we going to see for the next World Cup? But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. Do let me know what you think of this return of Richie Mo'unga. Of course, we're talking about it like it's tomorrow, but it is in 2026, maybe November, that we will see that man in action, which is only around 15 months away. But from there, locked in for the 18 months. Crusaders, I'm sure, will be happy. Scott Robertson, he will be over the moon. But we'll have to wait to see how Mo'unga goes for his international rugby return. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all for the next one.